So one of my favorite exercises for improving internal rotation at the hip, which is our leg essentially moving this direction, is through a hip airplane. Now, I've done video on hip cars, which is almost like the opposite, which is us moving our hip joint, our femur, around a stable pelvis, whereas a hip airplane is going to be the opposite of that. It is moving a pelvis around a stable femur. I always do these stabilized. You're not showing off to anyone. You're not, winning any awards if you can do this without stabilizing with anything. So we're going to use a pole. We're going to use something that way we don't fall over, and we can really focus on the goal of this exercise, which is rotation of our hip. Hip internal rotation is something that most people would benefit from. Not everybody needs to improve it, but it's probably the most commonly lagging area in regards to hip mobility. I see this on probably 90% of patients, and improving it can do things such as improve the way our low back feels, our hip feels, our knees feel. And a quick, easy way to tell if you have decent hip internal rotation is to sit into a 90-90 position. And if you could comfortably sit upright without any discomfort, then you're probably fine. The fact is most people can't. They're going to have to lean one way or the other, or it's just very, very uncomfortable. So a big thing with the hip airplane is going to be starting from the ground up. So we want full foot pressure, meaning we want our pinky, our big toe, as well as the ball of our foot, and then both sides of our heel. We want pressure on all equal parts going into the ground as we do this. So we're going to stabilize on a pole here. Full foot pressure into the ground. We're going to push our hips back until we feel like a stretch on our hamstring, our glutes, this whole area. So I'll do this side so it's easier to see. Now we have full foot pressure. We're in this position. Now using this hip, we're going to try and pull this pelvis to this side of the leg. So that's going to look something like this. I'll do it on the side you can see. Is we're just going to come down this direction until you feel a big stretch on the outside of our femur, and then back up. And then we're just going to repeat that for about 5 or 6 reps. So on this side, this is how it would look. Here, full foot pressure, pulling our pelvis into the leg, and back up. So I hope that helps. Give it a try, and let me know if you have any questions.